How's it going, folks? Today we're going to be checking out a little cast with Cry as the Commander Knob and Deimos as the Tech Marine. As you can see here, it is from the most recent tournament, the Fufu tournament. So we're on Ashes of Typhon Redux, meaning all this area's opened up and you've got a lot more space. One of the bigger maps for 1v1, a lot of ground to cover, considering there's only one player to cover that ground. I mean, honestly, you can make a 2v2 map out of this thing. It's that big. But Commander Knob versus the Tech Marine. My conclusion from the tournament is that the Commander Knob is, broadly speaking, the best Orc hero. And if we want to be even more specific, against Space Marines, he's probably the best option. The ability to infiltrate, to get up nice and close to the attacks and then tie them up in melee with very good, well, decent melee damage and 100% fire on the move when they're moving away. It's lovely, and it can enable your sluggers getting into melee nice and safe early on. But we're going to have a big engagement here. Obviously, these are the two most important units for the Orcs. The Orcs want to try and bleed them as much as possible, but Commander Knob probably going to force melee right now on the attacks. No, he's not even going to bother. Wait, what? He's going to force melee with shooters? What is he doing? Wow, he is getting lucky. Cry didn't even lose a single shooter boy there. That was very lucky. He had a force melee with the Commander Knob onto the tax so that the sluggers could get in. Really lucky for the tax to have not killed a single shooter there. That's honestly kind of insane. How did that happen? I'm not sure. But obviously all of Cry's army blobbing up right now, so these scouts are free to cap this part of the map. This is one of the things that the Commander Knob's really good in this matchup at dealing with. Look how fast he just forced off those scouts. Obviously he doesn't have the speed to keep up with them, but he can ambush them out of infiltration prior to them getting the sergeant. And there's not really a whole lot they can do. If he just forces melee out of infiltration with that 100% fire on the move gun, he's going to kill those scouts very quickly, and generally they've got to retreat. So it's really nice, especially compared to playing the War Boss. You really feel it when you play the War Boss. But a bit of Overwatch there from the scouts. No upgrades on the boys yet, so they are still quite vulnerable to these tactical Space Marines, and having lost a slugger already, you get to the stage where actually Tax will just be able to beat the sluggers in melee. Not yet, but soon. I mean, the Tax have took a bit of chip as well, but he probably doesn't want to engage here, Cry, because he doesn't know if the scouts are coming up the back. But they haven't. Obviously, they've gone to go cap. But he needs to rotate some of his forces down here. This entire section of the map now is in control of Deimos. Though Deimos deprioritizing the VPs, which is interesting. He was hoping there that the Tax would be forced off by the looters, and they actually do get forced off by the looters in the end. They couldn't quite make it in time into melee without taking any substantial damage, and you know, he could keep pressing it and maybe he'd force off the looter, but he'd be losing one or two tags, which is not worth it. But Deimos going for fast ASM, which will indeed counter the looters. Cry going for a pain boy, but that's tricky because the pain boy will be very good for the sluggers, but then you have to blob the pain boy and the sluggers together to get that synergy, and really you want the sluggers and thus the pain boy near the looters to counter-initiate in the event of ASM jumping in, and this was a bit of a fuck-up. Looters right in the position there where the ASM are, but I don't know if he's seen them, but he has. It could have been funny if he just forced off the shooters, then walked down and then got shot by the looters, as his attention was elsewhere. But there you go, Commander Knob doing what he does best and bleeding scouts. Just having the ability to so quickly force them off because they take so much damage, it's beautiful for the Orcs. Orcs kind of do struggle with map control things, and it's why I do question this Pain Boy choice here, as opposed to Storm Boys, who have full power melee, and they have a jump that scales. It gets even more range in tier 2. So if you had Storm Boys, they're able to 1v1 the ASM, so then you can keep your sluggers capping, or your sluggers can threaten a gem bash, or hunt the tax. Just freeze them up. Right now, you've just got a Pain Boy, who he is staying with the sluggers. Oh, don't know if that would have got the kill thanks to the better combat kit. HP regen of 3 HP per second. That is so strong. But Deimos isn't a fool. He knows that this is bait and there's a looter in the back, so he's not going to jump the shooter straight away. He's going to wait, tank the damage, and then then the Tech Marine can move in and do the pew pew. We've got Artificer armor coming up. Basically a HP regen armor for the Tech Marine primarily, but secondarily gives you mines, which whilst these shooters don't have shooting knobs could be quite good, but you're going to get some bleed on the looters here as well from the ASM. Another knockback. Just one model. These guys are in a bad spot. Yeah, moves over there, so retreat better. To not retreat through the melee of the ASM, and I think... Oh my god. Oh, wow! The ASM catch those shooters. A big misplay there from Cry. Nice stun bomb. Sync kill kind of set that up for him. And you got a bit of pressure down here. Sluggers and Painboy force off the tax. Is there anything to deal with them, though? That's the question. Is he going to lose his commander knob now to the ASM? Oh my god, he might. Close. Okay. We've got the double scouts. We've got the shotgun coming on the non-side run, which is kind of cool because what it allows you to set up is shotgun blast into grenade, which was probably the idea there. But the beauty of these scouts coming out like that, although we did get a bit of bleed on one of the scouts, is that the sluggers didn't actually burn down any gens. So if we look at the economy right now, Deimos in a really, really nice spot. But we do see shooter knob and shooter, big shooters that is, on these shooters. Shooter knob, big shooters on the shooters. Can you believe it? There's a lot of shooting going on from these shooters with the big shooters and the shooter knob. Got a good amount of shooting coming from the tax and the Tech Marine there. Lovely little split. Looter can only suppress one of them, not both of them. And this is one of those maps where there's not a lot of cover. So Looter's currently quite exposed at the moment. Look at this. Scouts with their bolters doing their thing. Yeah, I actually quite like this idea of splitting the detector and the shotguns, not having them both on the same, because it essentially means that your scouts are a bit more combat viable no matter where they are. The problem if you go for the shotguns and scouts Sarge on the same squad, which is the traditional approach, the problem is that you've then got to have that one nearby to you at all times in order to fight, which makes it quite predictable. But these scouts are still able to contribute something, and if they do encounter shooters, they won't bleed like crazy, and these scouts are still able to do something if they encounter isolated sluggers. Good grenade. Did that get a kill? It did. It claimed a kill. So the Painboy can't heal off the damage from a grenade. And Deimos heading to tier 2. Cry not that far behind, to be honest. He's got a lot of power. Doesn't quite have the requisition. Been a little bit too much bleed. Trying to focus off some infantry. Gets rid of the scouts. A nice heal there on the commander knob as he sits in green cover with his better combat kit. You can see, sorry, it's not even green cover, it's only yellow cover, but he's still an absolute pain. What a nuisance, honestly. Yeah, Deimos just giving up on that. He's going to go run into melee with him. What he doesn't know, of course, is there's a looter waiting for him, so that's nasty. And the stun bomb even catches one of those ASM, but I think the commander knob needs to get out of there. He's getting a bit ambitious, though, to be honest, I'm not really sure what the scouts are doing. Getting very close to those sluggers. They're trying to stay in play, but they don't have shotguns, so they're not really going to help. Okay, now they've got shotguns. Yeah, that was the idea. So here we go, but we're losing ASM. The ASM needs to get out of there, man. Really? They're going to stay in? Well, I guess these sluggers actually retreated, didn't they? Can the Painboy get a model? Yeah, he does. Okay. Well, good for him. But the looters are still in play, which is why I would have probably just retreated the ASM in the first place. So I realised that the looters were going to stay in play. But here is the Razorback, and that is going to save the day. These orcs need to flee. A lot of damage coming on the Painboy. Drops a heal on himself before he retreats. Shooter's trying to stay in play for a little bit to try and get a bit of a gem bash going. Hide the boys on the loot squad right now, but the Razorback is just going to rush the gen farm, instantly upgrading to the reinforced armor plating. This Hide the boys will not last forever, but he's going to get the beam me up soon. He's a little bit too close though. I think he can just shoot it in the face. That's questionable. Get a rear armor hit? No, not a rear armor hit, so it's going to take another 2 of them. This thing does not have a lot of HP, but there is the rear armor hit. And Sluggernob might take it out, you know. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Sluggernob isn't going to take it out. Blessings to the Omnissiah to give it that repairs. Oh, yeah. And the Beamy Death Gun is gone. Yeah, this is rough. So much bleed on the Sluggers. No AV on the field right now. Cry is going tier 3. I do not know what he's doing with that. It's not going to work out too well for him. Good focus fire on the scouts. No models though. Classic Space Marines. And here comes an ASM Sarge. Sluggers obviously at this point got forced off. They were already fighting earlier. So this is not a great situation for the Orcs. Oh my god, they might even be able to jump in for the Painboy kill. Yeah, they left it quite a while. They would have been able to get that. He was... That's not what we selected. Yeah, less than 100 HP. Easy kill for 4 ASM models. Tier 3. What the fuck? I mean, he had the VPs for it, right? I say had, because it is now a triple cap, and these VPs are bleeding down fast, but... Yeah, he was well over 400. Notices the attacks over here, going to dispatch them with some Hide the Boys sluggers, which will be quite effective, no doubt. Oh yeah, rocket launcher in tier 3. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, interesting. Okay, Tax needs to retreat. Definitely going to lose this guy. Shanked. What is Deimos doing? He's forgot about them. 2 models down. No Stern Guard upgrade for you anymore. That's gone. It would have been very convenient otherwise. Oh man. Yeah, that sucks. 150 requisition down the drain right there. But map control is just so brilliant right now for Deimos. He pretty much has the entire map. And there's not really a whole lot that can be done about it. And now there's a refractor field. Deimos loves this tech. I mean, yeah, you get this and you get the Artificer armor. The Tech Marine is just ungodly durable in green cover. Fortunately, not a lot of green cover on this map. So let's see, Commander Nob has got the rocket launcher. See what he can do with it. We're going for some flash kits afterwards. See how much one shot does. Boom. Yeah, okay. Oh, and there's right in me crosshairs as well, which gives him enough chip damage to then kill it in another missile shot. However, Blessings of the Omnissiah is going to prevent that. Slugger's too weak there. Obviously got chipped down over time. Yeah. And ASM are going to just guard the Razorback. Tax can come out and defend that VP. I mean, the Sluggers didn't actually get a chance to decap it, so it's not too big of a deal. Flash Kits are the next choice, which for now we're just going to get countered by the ASM. I think the Painboy was a very bad choice. I don't think the Painboy has worked out at all. I'm a bit confused as to why he went for a Painboy instead of Stormboys, especially on a big map like this. Having Stormboys and the mobility of them would be useful. Okay, yep. Just rips through the Commando Nob. Deimos' resources looking amazing right now. Probably could do with some P-devs to protect these VPs. The VP situation has very quickly changed around right now with Cry well under 200 VPs. I mean, he's had a triple cap against him for a very long time. Not good. Obviously needs to rebuy that Commander Nob. It is his only form of AV at the moment, and a very good AV at that. He does indeed get a P-dev. So what else would Cry need? I mean, these flash kits are questionable. They help kill the Tech Marine, I suppose, and they can burst down scouts, but it's not really what he needs right now, is it? Why not just get a tank? There's no devs. See what the smoke can do here. Commander Nob should probably move away, let the smoke wear off, stop taking so much damage. Okay, he gets it. Can the Taxage grab him? I suppose it doesn't really matter too much. The bigger pick would be if the Sluggers can actually kill the Tech Marine right now. Can they get him? Can they get him? Come on, man, you are so close. Oh, wow. That's a nope, but they do walk right into P-Devs, so that's nice. Yeah, we'll stab you instead then. That was nice timing, because those P-Devs would have stopped the decap here, and this is getting quite critical actually for Cry. He's literally going to be under 50 VPs. Now he can go for a looted tank. I think that might have been the play before the flash gets, but I'm not certain. So Slugger's going to take over the cap. They're going to go back and heal. What? He cancelled it for Gits? Why? I don't get it, man. There's no proper AV. What's he going to get? A melter gun? Well, that's not going to kill a tank. It's too short range. Missile attack. Melter bombs, but making Deimos spend all that power would be great. I mean, Deimos is just going to go for a Predator right now, and it's going to be brutal. None of these units can get AV. There's just the Commander knob. I guess he could just drop down Terminators as well. He doesn't need a Predator, really, does he? It's going to kill Terminators. Well, actually, no, you probably don't want Terminators. You probably do want to go for a Pred. It's tankier than the Razorback, at least, so that'll be a thing. Oh, the elevation on the map making those P-Devs overshoot quite a bit, but plenty of disruption there. Is this going to friendly fire? That was actually really accurate, damn. Yeah, Fanboy Heal coming in clutch right now. Oh, beautiful P-Dev shot. But lots of damage coming in from Snaz guns there. But the VPs are the most important thing. What's capping? We've got shooters capping there. Oh, he's not going to get down in time. He'd need to be decapping this at 7 VPs. Nah, game over. No time for the decap. Did he wipe anything else there? He didn't, did he? He just got some models. Yeah, so there was no coming back. And we're literally about to get a Predator out with Blessings of the Omnissiah in the back. Like, yeah, he's chilling. If he wanted, he could make these into Vanguard as well, which would be pretty great at ripping up the heavy infantry flash gits, who you would assume would get blasters eventually, and that's why I changed my mind about the Terminators. With the Painbow supported sluggers and potentially double blasters flash gits, that might not be such a good idea, but there you have it. Cry bleeds out his last remaining VPs. The tier 3 tech was wild. In hindsight, I understand it. He wants the rocket. Really good AV. Tank busters, unlike the Commando knob, as they start taking damage, will bleed their DPS as they lose models. And they're also very slow, which means you often need the truck busters and the tank busters, and Cry didn't have the requisition for that, so spending 150 power and only 300 requisition and then an extra 50 power to get the rocket launcher. Well, he had the 200 power and he didn't have the rec for tank busters and a war truck. So I get it. Obviously in a pretty bad position at that point anyway from losing squads. I think really the Painboy was the most questionable thing. He did get level 2 by the end, but I'm not sure that his heals really put in the work that he needed in those big fights compared to just having a Stormboy squad. That's the thing you've got to consider. Like, yeah, he's still here. Yeah, he contributed. He killed some models and he got some decent heals off, but by having him here, it meant that Cry didn't have a Stormboy squad. And with all these sort of crevices and hillsides in the middle, having Stormboys that can just jump straight over is extremely useful. You know, you grab this VP, you run to here, you can jump straight over and get onto here. That mobility on a big map like this is very, very nice. And it's a lot of damage, and like I said, you can't really protect your looters from the ASM if you've got Painboy. Unless you have your looters, your sluggers, and your Painboy all blobbed. And then again, you're on a big map, so how are you going to cap all these side points? And that's why I feel like these 3 points were pretty much in Deimos' control all game. So probably not the best composition there from Cry, but there you go. Hope you enjoyed that one, folks. It's going to be all from your boy Torpid this time. I am signing out.